anymore.
So you're saying he quit?
He quit.
Yeah, he quit.
But you're allowed to do that. There's nowhere in the rules that say you can't quit if you're hurt or you're scared to death. So nowhere in the rules can they hold his purse for quitting.
16,000 people don't agree.
I understand that, yeah. But that's not my problem right now.
Well, let's check in on Golata in the dressing room. No, that was fast. You get the feeling he didn't want that camera in there, and it's understandable after what just happened.
Well, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have an explanation that anyone's going to accept right now.
On the other side of the coin, are you impressed with Mike Tyson, the way he conducted himself here? He just walked off, composed. That was it.
You know what? Mike didn't get out of hand, and there were a couple times where Golata held him pretty tight, held him a little, what someone might think is excessively. Mike held his cool. He didn't swing crazy. Took his time, did the job.
Never fouled, never did anything in a misconduct way. Let's go over to Bill Boggs. We're obviously having some microphone difficulties there. We'll try to rectify the situation, get it back to Bill as soon as possible, because we would love to hear what's going on back there.
I can't wait to hear this explanation.
Oh, man, I want to hear what Golata has to say to defend himself here after quitting prior to the third round. I want to hear Al Certo as well. Well, we kind of did before, but still, we're having some technical problems. We'll get that fixed up and send it back into the Andrew Golata dressing room. People are just standing around kind of stunned in disbelief here, milling around, going, what did we just witness? Unbelievable, Father.
Well, Steve, I'm not that surprised that the fight ended as early. I am somewhat shocked that he quit while he was still standing. Exactly. I could see in his eyes he was hurt, and I could see the fear when he got up, and I could see the fear when he came out in the second round, but he was still there. Fear's okay, and sometimes it has to be your friend to keep you honest, but to take it and let it get the best of you, consume you, and make you walk out, no, doesn't work.
In this case, the fear overcame Andrew Golata. He did not want to get punched anymore by Mike Tyson. And now we're set to get it back to Bill Boggs.
There. Okay, we're here in Andrew Golata's dressing room. We got the hard line and trainer Al Certo, promoter Ray Shaw. But let's talk to the man himself. Mr. Golata, Andrew, the crowd is stunned. They can't believe it. What happened?
First of all, it wasn't my day today, but I got a headbutt. A referee didn't respond pretty much well as he's supposed to.
But you're a warrior, Andrew. You're a fighter.
But
But you're a fighter. The crowd pays.
I got dizziness in my head. That's it.
What made you dizzy? Was it that first knockdown? What about the knockdown? Did you really recover from that knockdown at the end of the first round?
Actually, I was just sleep. You know, I hasn't been hit very well. You know, just I was sleep. I was sleep on the down, and then that's it. I stood up.
What do you say to the people who are driving home now, the people who spent the $49.95 for the pay-per-view, the people who were rooting for you, your fans and boxing fans all over the world, at this great and grave disappointment to the sport?
Listen, boxing is a very, very difficult sport, you know. And I'm sorry for all my fans, you know, who count on me, you know. I just didn't know they have my day today.
Andrew, do you want to fight again? Do you want to continue with the sport you've been in since a very young man, since a young teenager?
I have to give myself very heavy thought, you know, about it. So I don't know. I have a reputation as a dirty fighter, you know, and this particular reason, you know, somebody headbutt me, you know, and just, you know, nobody took care of this, you know. He didn't have hard warning, you know.
All right, a very distraught and upset Andrew Golata, as are most people ringside. Steve, we're going to go back to you right now. We're standing by right here, though.
Bill, thank you very much. A very dramatic interview there. Very sad, too, to see something like that as well, as Andrew Golata decided not to continue after getting beaten up for 2 rounds by Mike Tyson.
Well, you know, I don't think Mike Tyson, there was any evidence of Mike Tyson, you know, headbutting on purpose or anything of that nature. I really don't see it. If they banged heads, that's part of the game. This is the business we've chosen. You just don't quit. You don't walk away and say, I don't like the way it was going, I'm out of here. I really don't think he's going to fight again.
Well, let's hear what they have to say on the other side of the arena. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much. I'm joined by Tommy Brooks, the trainer of Mike Tyson, Shelley Finkel, his boxing advisor and manager. And Tommy, let's start with the fight first. Mike, as of now, is not coming out to speak to us. Back in the locker room, your assessment of how he fought and how this ended?
Well, I think he fought well. We've been working real hard. This has been kind of an extensive camp. We started back in, was it July, Shelley? Yeah, because we were supposed to fight September the 9th, and the fight got moved back. But anyway, to make a long story short, Mike, he put in his work. He did what he was supposed to do. I would have liked to have seen him throw a few more straighter right hands than what he threw tonight, but it was successful, you know.
You ever seen a fighter just get into a fight with his manager basically during the time in between rounds and say that's it, and have to push and shove those people away who are trying to shove his mouthpiece in and say, I've had it?
Well, you know, hey, that's the first time I've ever seen that. Matter of fact, I had my back turned, so I didn't even know it. The guys down below were telling me that he quit, and I turned around and saw that he was, you know, he didn't want to fight anymore. But I never would have guessed that from Andrew. I truly believe Andrew is not a coward. I think that he suffers from his anxiety attacks, and I think he was probably having one right in that 3rd round.
Can you assess what Mike will do now? He indicated maybe yesterday that he wouldn't fight again. Where would you say that stands after this?
Well, I think he was a little bit unfulfilled because he wanted to knock him out, and he's coming down from that. I think he'll take off for a couple of weeks. He'll reassess what he wants to do. I think he'll be happy with his performance tonight. I know Golata was banged up pretty good for only 2 rounds. His interview just said he slipped in the first, and he said he got butted when the right hand cut him over the left eye. And I don't think he wanted to stay in there for any more.
Through no fault of his own tonight, Mike Tyson is involved in a controversy. And what now do you do? Because there's damage once again with Mike Tyson associated with it, even though in this instance he is completely clean and did absolutely nothing wrong.
I differ with you on this one. I think that's the same like a controversy of Michael Grant when Golata quit. It didn't affect Michael Grant, and it shouldn't affect Mike Tyson. As a matter of fact, the thing that I was most happy, aside from his performance, every time the ref said break and he was holding, he went out of his way to break clean and move back. He walked back to the corner, and some people said, what do you think? I said, he's very composed. He's very composed. He's got his head really on straight. And he can't be responsible for a guy that he hurts and the guy just quits.
No, he can't. Certainly, that's right.
So now that he put in a good performance, he showed that he could do what he had to do. Even when the guy was deliberately holding and holding and holding, he did what he had to do. Now it's up to Mike if he wants to fight again. If he wants to fight again, the world is his. If he doesn't, then I wish him well.
All right, Shelley. Tommy, thank you for coming out. Hopefully you'll be able to get Mike to come on out and speak to us as well. Steve, back out to you.
Hi, Jim. Thank you very much. Back out here with Bobby Ches. Well, people did expect controversy here tonight, but there was none whatsoever from Mike Tyson. More than enough from the enigmatic Andrew Golata. And on the subject of Mike Tyson, we have on the phone line right now, hooked up from Nevada, Dr. Flip Hamansky, representing the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Flip, can you hear us?
I sure can, Steve.
Oh, great. Nice to have you with us. What did you just think of what you just saw?
Well, I feel bad for the fans. I think that they're the real losers tonight.
Would you consider letting Mike Tyson back into the big money venues of Nevada after what you saw here tonight?
Well, Mike at this time has not applied for a license in the state of Nevada. When and if he does, he will come before the 5 members of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and he will be viewed as honestly and fairly as anyone else who comes to the state for a license.
Did you see anything in Mike Tyson's performance tonight that would make you think twice about letting him back into Nevada? Flip, are you with us? Well, we just lost the
I
connection.
think you lost him.
We unfortunately lost the connection to Flip, but he's got to reapply for his boxing license. The question I wanted to ask him was how long would that take, and when, what's the earliest we could see him back in Las Vegas?
You know what I'll tell you, Steve. I think if he reapplies, there is no grounds to not allow him that license based on what we saw tonight. And I think that if Shelly Finkel was correct, you'll see a few times there was some excessive holding by Golata, and on the inside you can see a couple little not shoulders, but just pressing. And Mike, to his credit, and I think he was biting his tongue doing it, really didn't do anything in response to any of the things that Golata did that annoyed him.
Sure, there was a lot of desperation in Golata there, doing the things he's talking about. I understand we have Dr. Hermansky back. You with us, Flip?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the flip side of Flip Hermansky. Nice to have you back. Now, what about what we were just trying to get to you before? What's the earliest date you think Tyson could get back to fighting in Nevada?
Steve, like I said,